Okay, we'll call the Cheyenne County meeting to order. Start with the salute to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gotcha. Have you seen this? I mean, unclaimed property. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Mr. Jansen Moisture again on Wednesday.
We'll take it. And just, yeah, just keep letting me know. I'm sure you will. But
do we have to do this?
I think that's just letting you know. Dawn notifies everybody.
Okay.
What is Rollins County charging us a day now? We can have that.
It's a
much
monthly
more
fee.
expensive
It's a flat rate.
2022
Flat rate.
versus
Flat rate, so it
2021.
doesn't matter how many we have.
That's
In there.
the amount.
I think I've asked you that 3 times.
That's okay.
Feel myself.
I wonder how that building's gonna go in Bridge City. For
The clinic?
the clinic.
That'll be
They're
good.
raising a lot of money.
Yeah. Must be pretty exciting. I'll have those laser holographic ones.
I got a calf out there that needs a chiropractor.
Okay.
One yesterday, and it's like the cow stepped on her, the back legs. Out behind him.
Yeah.
It's like a cow that looks like a cow that got hurt.
Done a lot of them.
Okay, we need a motion for approval of minutes and warrants.
I so move.
I second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion will carry. Okay. County attorney.
Scott had let me know that the commissioners had wanted to revise the employee handbook, so if someone was retiring or voluntarily
Yeah.
leaving their position, that any sick leave could be donated to a quote-unquote bank.
Right.
So I prepared a resolution that I gave to Sharissa yesterday for your review and approval, whereby anyone who is resigning or retiring or voluntarily leaving can donate any or all of their remaining sick leave to the county clerk to hold for anyone who may be in need, who's obviously a current employee, but that any use of those hours, whomever is wanting it needs to come to the commissioners and make a specific request, and that can either be accepted or denied by the commissioners.
Need a motion on this? We need a motion for it, yeah.
I make a motion that we approve resolution 2203 for sick leave.
Second.
Okay, it's been first and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion will carry for
Yeah, that's why they have the residential leave that, but it's, if they've used up all of their time. Yeah.
He's a good employee, you're gonna do it anyway. Because don't sick leave to you. Well,
Did you have anything else?
No, that's all I had for
That's
this
it?
morning.
Grab Dawn for this.
Dawn?
over the years, if somebody gets cancer and they're in trouble, we give them sick leave years ago, additional sick
I
leave.
can't believe that. I was drinking my coffee and this I spilled my coffee all over
Yeah.
my.
Oh, shit.
Oh, gosh.
I left mine in the truck. I didn't want to try walking in with that one.
I'm clean handicapped and that's one thing. It helped. I'm gonna bring it in home this afternoon.
Just get up, leave and get up. Get up and go back out.
Hey, Don.
Hello.
Morning, Dawn.
Start with you, Brett.
I've done it for years. Had somebody tell me to work on their cat. I said, nah. I dropped the line.
That's classic.
You first.
Alright. When I was doing the November abstract this past
November.
November, I reached a certain point and we found an error, and there's a certain part in that you can't just go back and start over. You have to call CIC and they have to go in and completely reset everything. Did that, but what they didn't say, or what they didn't do, or say to either one of us,
Right.
was that the NRPs need to be recalculated. And they were calculated wrong.
They were calculated on a different mill levy. The rebates were. The taxes were calculated on the correct mill levy, so we're collecting the right taxes. But the rebate, you can see by this last column here, we've over distributed some of the rebates. Most of them are less than $5, but some of them are pretty substantial. So I just, now that we've discovered this, I need some direction as to what you guys would like me to do. Because I've only distributed half of the rebates. Because you have to pay your year taxes in full in order to get your rebate. So the other half will be paying in May, and I'll be rebating them in May. And this is only affecting 2 tax entities. Is that what CIC said?
They didn't tell me that you were talking to them.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just library and something else?
City.
City?
The city of St. Francis. So to correct this, I have to rework each one of these projects with CIC. They're gonna help me with the first couple, and then I should be able to do the rest of them, but there's like 33 that I have to rework. And I'll actually have to rework all of them. I'm gonna start with the ones, if you guys want me to, with the over rebates though. And it's gonna generate a tax statement, and they're gonna have to pay this back. So, the grand total down there is not terribly high, but it's significant.
860.
Yeah, so, and like I said, that's just on the 30-some projects that have already been paid. There's another 20-some projects there that will need to be paid. My opinion is we rework them, all of them, and collect it. I mean, I think the rebate and the tax should be at the same levy. I mean, And then these ones that are like 9 cents and 23 cents, if it's less than $5, I won't generate a tax statement for it because that's what we do with regular tax statements. If their taxes are less than $5, we don't send them a tax statement. So, the county's gonna lose $50 probably throughout all of the less than 5 ones. So I don't know. I don't really want to just rework the ones that haven't paid yet because that's not really fair to the ones that have paid. So it's kind of an all or nothing thing. Either I rework all of them or I don't rework any of them type of thing.
So the ones that you have here already posted, etc., these have paid in full?
Yes, they've paid their taxes in full, so they got their full rebate.
They've got the rebate
Yep,
already.
that's why it's gonna generate a tax statement due. The ones that don't have the overpayment or the calculation or anything, it's just gonna adjust their rebate because we're collecting the right taxes at the right levy.
Right.
So it'll just
But they've
adjust.
only paid the first half.
Right, they've only paid the first half, so they won't know any different. It's the ones that have, so. CIC told me that it'll probably take a good part of 2 days for me to rework all of these. So it's a pretty significant learning curve we hit.
Is the cost to redo it worth that?
I don't think this is a cost effectiveness project. I think this is a what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong type of thing. But I'm at a point now where I have time to do this. It's not going to bog down my office or myself. So that's not an issue. It's a significant project, and I want you guys to know the full scope of it all. And also be aware that if we do rework these, they're going to get bills. So you might get some phone calls, but
Most of them are.
the only one there's only one that is a significant dollar figure. The rest are
One of them's half the money.
right. But that's when we started looking at when Charissa was looking at these and kind of brought this to our attention and everything. We were looking at the 11-cent ones and the 23-cent ones, and I'm like, we'll just chalk it up as a learning experience and just be done with it. I don't think for 23 cents, it's worth reworking all of these and doing all that. And I was talking to CIC, and one of their guys, Bob, decided that he would go through and he's the one that did this for us. He worked this all out and gave us these numbers, and so when I got to that one project, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a pretty significant amount. That kind of threw it into, well, we should probably let you guys be aware of this and get some direction from you. So.
And what did you say was the reason we looked into this?
How we caught it?
Yeah.
Charissa she calculates, goes through and checks these for me because she's better on a calculator than how faster than I am. And it just wasn't coming out right
Yeah.
on any of because you have, I don't know how many more, is it the rest of these that
Well, I
Charissa
guess
was
it-
working on?
But this was a glitch in the CIC program?
No, not really. So when he does, Amanda sets her values, he sets the levies, and then it pushes over to me and I print the taxes. Well, in the middle of setting the levies, we found that one of the levies was incorrect. So we called CIC and went back and recalculated, and they backed out everything that we did. They didn't know we were an NRP county, and we didn't know to tell them that we were an NRP county. So they backed up step 2 through 15 and left out step 1. So they didn't recalculate our NRP projects when they recalculated everything else for us. So now we know that if we find an issue with a levy or we find an issue with something, that we
get to this again.
back everything out, that this,
This is all NRP projects.
yes.
That's
So what
all
if-
that is.
So this is the one where they get a rebate every year for
Yeah.
like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yep, 10% then, or
So in other words,
190,
it's just a miscalculation.
yeah.
Okay. Is that right?
Let me ask you this, what if they refuse to pay?
It's taxes due. I mean, it's gonna come as a tax statement because, I mean, their taxes were $1,000. They were supposed to get $280 in rebate. They got $300 in rebate. So it's not necessarily a rebate. It's, their taxes are due. So it's gonna come across as a real estate tax statement. It's not gonna come across as a,
An abatement.
yeah. So
And so if it's not paid and it's still showing as delinquent.
it's
then
gonna,
when a
it's,
tax
it'll
sale
go
comes around,
through.
it'll come up on the
Yep,
list.
Yep. Yeah, it'll go through just like any other delinquent tax, because it's, yeah. So, I,
Some of these right here, some of them are pretty big projects.
right, and like, yeah,
The
so,
ones that haven't
Right.
been just half.
right. And so they're not gonna know any different because they haven't received their rebate. It's just gonna adjust the rebate in May. So when I send the rebates out in June, it'll just be an adjustment. So I was sick when I got this and we discovered this because it was like, oh, dang it. But with me being my first year doing tax statements, you know.
Well, and that's the first time I've ever had to have them do that, you know.
But there's none from the past years that we know?
No.
No, because Stress recalculates. So
Yeah, that's why those are
Okay.
Yeah.
checked all the
Yeah.
time.
All right.
There's worksheets. When the project pays and I rebate them, I fill out a form to give to Sharissa, and she does the backwards calculation to make sure that everything is, that Amanda did her calculations correct. I collected the right tax, all of that. So that's where this got caught. So, and that's been done every single year. So I would say comfortably that no, this is a 1 year thing.
Yeah, I mean, since I've been here,
Okay.
this is the first time I've had to have them go back and reset everything, so.
So you can do this now? You have the time?
Well, and I'll make time for it because I want to get it.
Right.
So I'll talk to CIC about getting these new tax statements and have them due in May, so give them time to, since they've already paid their taxes in full in January. I'd like to get them out as soon as possible and have it due May 10th, just like all second half taxes are. And I don't know if we want to send a letter explaining the situation, or if we want to put something in the paper explaining the situation, or on our website, or how you want me to communicate it, how you guys want me to communicate it.
Can you send a letter just to the ones that you,
Yeah, because it's just going to generate these tax statements, so I can include a letter with these 30-some tax statements.
But you aren't gonna be collecting on all of these.
Right. Yeah, I would like to say if it's less than $5, we don't send a tax statement, because we don't send tax statements when they're less than $5 when we do them in November. So I think that rule should apply here too. So really, that only is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Okay.
Over $5?
Yeah. So.
and they have to return half of it?
No, they just have to return this dollar figure.
The whole amount, but it's.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's significant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you need from us to do now?
I guess
Say have a motion.
to,
Include a letter.
and then help with a letter with some sort of verbiage on how to,
Okay.
To recoup the extra tax
yeah,
or the overpaid tax.
the overpay rebate.
I make a motion that we have, include a letter with the overpay rebates from November of 2021.
Second.
Okay, been first and second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Okay, Bob is the one at CIC that put this together. He only works Mondays and Tuesdays, so I will put a call into him today. I don't know that he can help me today, but he knows about this. He knew I was coming to you guys today, so if I can get started on it today, I will. Hopefully I can get it done this week. If not, it'll be Monday and Tuesday next week, and I'll get it mailed out next week. And so, if you want me to come down and talk to you this afternoon, or if you want to just do email, just something,
Go ahead and draft what you think.
Okay.
And then I'll review it.
perfect.
Okay?
I'll
And just
to you.
email it.
Yep.
And then that way I can check it whenever.
Okay,
Because I've
yep,
got a good one today.
yep. Sounds good. Okay.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you,
Yep, thank
Don.
you.
I've got Northwest Kansas Planning and Development. They're wanting paid for their dues paid, all of their dues paid.
Even pass.
These are the ones we had all the trouble with. Guess first we gotta figure if we're gonna stay in, right? Which was it? So there's benefits, right?
We haven't used them for 5 years.
We haven't.
I think the last time we used it was to get an ambulance. That was in 17.
Does that affect the cities if we don't stay in?
That I don't know.
I think city's separate. I think the city's.
They're in it themselves
I
too.
think so. I thought that's how I understood it.
using for their streets.
Bird City's got quite a bit too.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be beneficial for us. Like I said, we haven't used it for 5 years.
Those are just kind of the letters we've seen.
Is Bird City a member?
Yeah,
No, you're too small.
they're too small.
Yeah.
When they receive, how'd they receive that?
They received that through the county, I believe. If the county's not, then Bird City can't receive anything.
Well, it looks like it does benefit the county. If it's helping, if it helps St. Francis and Bird City both in this. And we've been a member for how long?
I have no idea.
For a while.
I mean, if you want to pay 2022 dues and
That's what I would do.
We do what?
Just pay the 2022 dues and see what they say.
That's what I think.
'Cause
I think we need to see the written policy